everyone, this is Shelby from Beyond the Color Project, and on today's episode I'm going to be talking about what a normal day for Rook looks like, as well as his exposure in the salon and really normalizing the salon atmosphere for him. Because Rook comes to work every day with me at the salon, this place has really become a second home for him, and he feels as if he owns the place. So it's been very easy for him to adapt to this environment because now that he's here every day, he's used to the smells, the noises, and he knows his place and where he can and can't go. My dog Audrey, who I adopted 7 months ago, also grew up in a salon environment atmosphere, and so she knows the role and how things are done, and it's been really great having her help him also learn those things. Rook is still young enough now that there's a lot of hours in the day that he still sleeps because he's still a puppy. However, it's also now become part of his routine that he has his nap times throughout the day, and he also has his snack times, and it's just like pre-K for kids. So he really knows what his schedule is in that way. However, he's either in the crate, especially if I know that there's an aggressive dog coming in, or if there's a dog or too many dogs at that time that I don't want him roaming around, he's in the crate sleeping. But a lot of his day is spent walking around, roaming around, hanging out with my staff. He does get introduced to some other dogs if I know that they're friendly, but he gets to hang out in the salon. My ultimate goal at the end of this is to have a dog that is not only very comfortable in grooming, but also enjoys it as well. So now that he's being raised in a salon, essentially, it's become he wants to come to work with me every day. He looks forward to that. He knows that he's coming to work with me every day. He knows that. But he also enjoys being here. He gets fed here. He gets to hang out with the girls here. They love on him. So it's really become a positive experience in training him, that not only does he come to work with his mom every day, but also it's leading to training him to enjoy grooming as well. The next aspect of training with him, aside from being in the salon setting, is really getting him used to the grooming aspect of it, to desensitize him to the sight, sound, smells of being groomed, so that he's desensitized now, so that later it's enjoyable. It has to be made into an enjoyable experience. One of the reasons that someone might have issues later on in life that their dog doesn't enjoy grooming or is bad for grooming, or you get a bad report card from the groomer, there's a few different reasons, but most definitely it starts with at this age when they're young. So you want to create not only a positive experience and a great environment to grow and build confidence. The different salons I've worked in have all been different, but it's so important to find a groomer who likes working with puppies, enjoys working with puppies, and is willing to work with your puppy on their level to make grooming a positive experience. And those foundations are what prevent problems later. As important as it is that Rook learn the environment here, all the tools that we use, the sights, sounds, the smells, he also now is being trained in socializing with other people, being around other dogs so that he's not reactive. And that creates him in being a more confident dog, and he's more willing to try other things as well. I have a large loft up front that all of my employees and staff go up to have lunch. My desk is up there and I can do work up there. But Rook hasn't been able to climb the stairs yet because he's just too little and he's still figuring out his limbs. It was early morning and all I heard was, and lo and behold, he made it all the way up the stairs, and my groomer that was with me at that time got it all on video. It was really cool to catch that on video. He still hasn't quite figured out how to go down the stairs, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with that yet because it's such a large staircase, but we're getting there. In the salon, it's really great to have my other dog Audrey here because she knows when I set up a bed for her, that's where she stays, and dogs can walk past her all day long and she's not bothered at all. So that's something that Rook has picked up on. And even when I leave Audrey home and Rook is here by himself to figure out where he's supposed to be, he has learned that his bed, where it's set up, is exactly where he's going to stay. And that is great for socializing because he's not reactive to dogs even slightly. They walk right by him and he's not bothered, and he has become used to that, and that's his normal. So that's been really great to work on. It's been very easy to socialize him in that he gets to meet my new clients, and it's so normal for him to see customers coming in and out that he's non-reactive. He says hello to them and he just continues on his way, and that's been great for training. The next step in my training outside of the salon, because once again I know that this is an atmosphere that's not normal for puppy training, it's just my normal and it's become his normal, is that I'm waiting for him to get his last round of shots so that I can start taking him in public settings outside of the grooming salon. I really want to take him in stores and walk him around in stores that allow animals and dogs to be in there, because then he gets used to a public environment. This is still his home. The salon is still his second home. So I need to get him used to a public environment and to be non-reactive in that way, and to get used to the sights and the smells and the sounds and of children screaming and someone pushing a cart in a store. So in reference to anyone that want to socialize a puppy and they don't have this as an option, you don't get to bring your dog to work, and obviously your dog is not being raised in a salon, that is a great way to socialize your pet. Bring your dog everywhere you can with you. What I've also learned through learning his personality and knowing that I have to do training with him is that I have figured out what his motivations are. And this dog, yes, loves play, but he is food motivated. Food motivated like you wouldn't believe. So that actually makes it easier on me for training when I start bringing him out places, and when I start really deep diving into the training. He's not going, depending on what time of the day I'm going to bring him to do this training, he's not going to get breakfast, because then in training he has to work for it, and he's more willing to do the things that I'm asking of him because he's got to work for his food. Every puppy is different, and it's really important for training purposes you figure out what your puppy's motivation is. If it's food, fantastic, because it makes your life a lot easier. If it's play, then you just go based off of play. And it's so easy that once you start learning your puppy and your dog and what they like, you're not only building a relationship, a bonding relationship of getting to know each other, but you are also using that to understand each other in training as well. The only thing I'm desperately struggling with right now is this dog is peeing all over my house. I knew that I was getting a puppy. Once again, I did not remember how it was like raising a puppy. I need new carpets. There's no way I need new carpets in my house. But it's been fun. It's been great. This is this week's weigh-in, and he is obviously much bigger, and he weighs a lot. He's very heavy when I pick him up. So we're going to see what he weighs this week. Come on, bud. Come on. You can jump up for me? Come on. Good boy. Can you sit? Sit. Thank you. Sit. 22 pounds and growing.